Hello, and welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because of your kindness. You have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you are watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed, whatever works for you. All right, it is National Book Lovers Day. Read a book, not you, today. Yeah, and here we are. All right, I was going to use something else, but no, this is a day. This calls for Pulp Tarot. Hang on. Hold, please. Okay, got it. Pulp Tarot it is. All right. Woo. All right, we are actually starting out. Thank you for being here. Right at the beginning, we actually have 2 prayer requests. If you have just a moment. Amy Field needs some really good energy for improving her living situation. Send good energy to Amy Field. Bless you. Bless you, Amy Field. Bless you. And also Alison Jacobs, our good friend Alison Jacobs, who had both of her knees replaced. Please, she really needs to be able to get into a better facility. So if you could send some healing energy and positive energy to Alison Jacobs, I'd really appreciate it. Bless you, Alison Jacobs. Bless you. Okay. All right. So let's dive in. And I think I just saw Becca from House of Lenormand. Hello. Happy Book Lovers Day. What are you all reading? Oh boy. I've got a pile. I'm mostly reading business books, astrology books, and Star Trek novels. It's mainly, oh no, but there was a sci-fi book I just read that's where I'm 3/4 of the way through. It is so bad that I keep going to Sarah to update her on the story because it's so bad. And that's what's getting me through it. I would have totally given up by now, but just being able to go to her and be like, so this and that, and then they did the thing, and then because you would, and she's just like, what? Oh, Shayna Mac, thank you. Thank you. Makes a big difference. Thank you. All right, so let me think. Oh, that was the other thing I was trying to remember. I'm doing recordings for my astrology course. Whew. So I've dug out the nails. So I haven't had nails for quite a while. I'm still trying the various stickers that I've been trying because I can't find the ones I used to use by Inforton, which I loved. But and these, they're okay. Not easy to put on, not easy to take off, but they'll do. They'll do. But the really fun thing is this. Let me turn the brightness down because I want you to be able to see these nails. Look at this French manicure, French-ish manicure. Isn't that fun? So I just wanted to share the nails. I'm just happy to have nails again. It may just be my Gemini ascendant. So I always want, I'm happiest when I like my hands in the pictures or something. It's like, well, yeah, because it's how you present yourself. Like, oh, yeah. Anyway, so let us move into the questions. Okay, I'm not even sure this is a full-blown question. I just want to share. Funny, I said share. Anyway, do you remember how yesterday I was reading about those neo-Naught idiots in the UK? Yeah. The seek help. Yeah, them. Well, these idiots, they decided they were going to have they announced they were talking about having a public, maybe not a parade, but thank you. Something, gathering, something. And they weren't going to be, it wasn't going to be in the evening like the tiki torch, frosted pumpkin candle blankety blanks. No, this is during the day. When the group arrived, some of them immediately turned and left, but some decided, no, we are going to stay here. We said we're going to be here. We're going to stay. Because when they arrived, they were basically, here, let me read what's here. In an update to the last question yesterday, a large group of neo-Naught seek help decided to take their brand of hatred to Brighton in the UK and have another riot there, still protesting the non-white and LGBTQ plus communities. Idiots. It did not go well for them. When they got out of their cars and off the trains, they found themselves outnumbered 50-1 by drag queens and allies. All but 4 wisely left, and those 4 found themselves pinned to the side of a building with a double wall of police barricades while the crowd berated them for their poor choices. For hours. Hours. And as they were standing there, they had to listen to an actual SAMBA band who was there. Shades of Q on Star Trek Next Generation. Picard looking very unimpressed. So have these knuckle-dragging Neanderthals learn their lesson. There's a picture. Let me share the picture because mwah. All right, this way and then go left. Okay. And go over here. Scrolling down. Sharing screen. These idiots. Okay. So you may be asking, what am I looking at? What you're looking at is the double row of police is what's in yellow, and the little tiny space behind them up against the wall, those are those 4 idiots. And these are all the people who came out against them. Those are the 4 idiots. Being yelled at, berated, and they stood there for hours. So everybody could take pictures and see what kind of who they were. I wonder if their employers are going to get calls. Yeah. And then, of course, social media got involved. And the one that stood out was, you have to admire the lad wearing Jerry Halliwell's dress, though. Well, the bit he can fit into. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Oh, gosh, these idiots. Yeah, Jason Smith, employers, come get your boys. Oh, man. Glorious. So, let me see here. Is there anything here? Yeah, they're trying to stir up trouble. They're thinking that if they go out there and they protest enough, that other people will come out of the woodwork to what, like the termites? No, they're busy. The other people who believe like they do are going to. No, you're gonna come up. This is just not going to go well for you. And yeah, I guess the employment thing might be an issue. Yeah, and yeah. There's this, you're in, I mean, look at her. And yeah, you'd be best running away, walking away. Yeah, you should have gone home. Yeah, we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that anymore. Get stuffed. All right, so let's get on to the other questions. Exactly. Bretu, think of how hard the Brits fought against the Nazis. Exactly. I've been watching a lot of stuff about on the Blitz and the Home Front and all of that. Actually, there's a guy in, I may have mentioned him, but there's a guy in Australia who is decided, since he was curious and he was running low on funds, so he decided to live on World War II rations for a year, and he's documenting it. And he comes out with videos every Sunday, and they're really good. It's the channel's called The Kitchen Scrap. It's really good. Anyway. So let's move on to Claude had a question. Okay, yeah. Did anybody see even part of that press conference yesterday by Dumpy? Wow. Oh, wow. It seriously, we know that he lies. We know that he gaslights. We know that he makes stuff up and then just repeats it over and over. But this is a whole level of, I mean, this is fan fiction at this point. He went, if you didn't see it, he went on and on about how the presidency was stolen from Biden, that he was forced out, and he was threatened with the 25th Amendment? It's the one where you can, the secretaries and vice president and everything, they can remove the president if he's incapacitated. Yeah. And then he went on and on about Joe Biden. He's really angry. He's really angry now that the presidency has been stolen from him. Look, I like fan fiction as much as the next gal, but what the heck are you? He's just making it up. And it's not subtle. It's not, oh man, it was bad. It was bad. So Claude was saying yesterday, Trump's press conference couldn't be described more as being a disaster. 1% of news stuff and 99% ranting and moaning and lying. Has it made some viewers change their view of him for the worse or better? And the next question is, why did they cover it? When there was a perfectly good, I don't know this, but apparently there was a perfectly good, or there was a rally, a Harris Walz rally going on, something like that. But I don't know if that's true. I don't know what the exact schedule was. Oh boy. Yeah, there's a fair amount of face palming going on. I think that's kind of how we've looked for several years now. There's disappointment. He's not doing well. He's just not. He doesn't have the coping skills to deal with everything that's happening to him. He doesn't have the coping skills. He doesn't have the emotional intelligence. I'd feel sorry for him if he wasn't the walking embodiment of all 7 deadly sins by choice, and he wasn't an adjudicated R word and fraud, having to pay $500 some million. Actually, we're getting up in the ballpark of it's actually 600 and something between the New York fraud and the E. Jean Carroll civil trial. Then he doesn't have the maturity or the intelligence to just say, you know what? There comes a point where I need to just step back. I'm good. I'm going to go play golf. But that's the thing. He doesn't feel like he can step back because his chance, even the off chance that he could become president, which I don't think he will become president, even the off chance is the only thing that might keep him out of prison or some equivalent thereof. Sleepless nights, King of Pentacles. So keeping up the appearance. It is not going well. It doesn't feel like his health is good. It doesn't feel like, certainly his business is, it's all fraud. We've seen that. He's been found guilty of felonies, 34 felonies. But he's, yeah, brutal. It's one of the reasons why there are many reasons I love books. I have all of my life. Matter of fact, I never even thought about writing a novel until I was in college because I so revered authors that I thought you had to be a genius to write a novel. Honestly, I never even tried. I wouldn't even begin to create this to me was something that was magical. And books are magical because they teach young people empathy, emotional intelligence, seeing things through other perspectives, a way to reading, the same way writing, but also reading about certain topics allows you to exorcise some of your emotions related to certain topics, different kinds of stories. It can give you a sense of wonder and optimism and possibilities and improve your imagination. Old Silver, yes. And the tip of my nose is itching again right there. It's really annoying. It's yeah, but anyway. And some of the best people I've ever known in my life. They were readers. You gain so much. You gain so much from books. So, good books, bad books. Like I said, I'm reading a really quite bad. It was good at the beginning. It had some really creative stuff. It was like, oh wow, I hadn't thought of that in the future with the AI. Yeah, that'll be really interesting. Wow, this person's a real forward thinker, and I'm reading on, and it's like you can't. What? Yeah. No. You're on a foreign. How did you end up on the foreign planet? And you're there, and what have you? And then you decide you're going to take your helmets off, and you're going to eat. Are you insane? Are you? Okay. Oh, what's the book? I don't know. Well, I guess on the one hand, I don't want to be mean. On the other hand, I need to warn people if they're, because it was advertised on my Kindle. Because I read paper books, I read ebooks, you name it. Okay. Swipe to unlock. And oh yeah, here we go. It is called Farthest Reaches by Brandon Ellis and Max Wolf. Farthest Reaches. There, it apparently is part of like a trilogy. I'm at 90% through the first one, and once I get through this final 10%, I'm out. Bless you. Everybody starts somewhere, but you don't have to be. What's the guy? Andy Weir, the guy who wrote The Martian and Hail Mary. You don't have to be that level of accuracy. I love sci-fi where a lot of stuff isn't explained, but you got to do the basics. Did it have a good review on Goodreads? No. I will get back to the readings in just a second. No, I didn't go look. There was an ad when I turned on my Kindle, and it was like, ooh, sci-fi. And so I got a sample. And like I said, the first parts, they're good. And there's a thing in there about the AI and androids and stuff, and it's really interesting. And then there's, this is great, and then it didn't just go like off the rails. It like shot off the rails into the desert, knocking over cacti as it went. Oh gosh. Oh, Michelle, Tom, you love the High House and the Fall House. After that, I'm reading. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like High House and Fall House. False House. I just love those books. Okay, let's get back to this ickiness. We're here to look at the that's why things are time stamped. You could have skipped all this. All right, at 23:30. Are people going to look at a matter differently? It's a lot of it's just baked in, but he's not doing well, and I think people are noticing. But he's not going to step down. It's not going to make any difference to him. He's just going to keep going because he just delays and denies and Norman Vincent Peale. Whatever you repeat and imagine and think, that becomes your reality. No, but okay. The only person on this beautiful earth that you can control is yourself. All right, 24. 24. All right, Cosmic Goat Lady was asking, does J.D. Vance think of women as inferior, especially non-lily white women, to men, or at least himself? Oh, it's a kind of a trick question, because I think I need to ask about his wife separately from how he views women in general. Oh, gosh. Ugh. All right, creepy, where are you? Ew. So, do you think women are inferior? Oh, it's one of those, oh, no, 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 no. Of course not. Of course not. They're not inferior. They bring the wonder of children into this world. And that's just the perfect value. Oh, exactly, Becca. His wife came out. He didn't mean to insult women who want children and can't have them. He only meant to insult women who don't want children. Yeah, lady, keep talking. Yeah. So Vance, how he views his wife, and how Vance views women in general. And just to remind everybody, not that you need to be reminded, but just in general, just a general reminder that people who want to take away your control over your body do not believe you are smart enough or stable enough to make decisions for yourself. You are just a thing, just like an animal who just can't control themselves. Oh dear. Okay. Well, Usha. Look, I do not wish divorce on anybody. I don't. Been through it. Um, she might be seeing her husband in a slightly different light. Um, this is not going well for him. He's coming up short. And he's still going to act. It's definitely a gift to us, but their marriage, how he views women, yeah, how he views women in general. All I know is him and his stupid ideas about law and what have you. He's going to learn. He's going to learn how the little women, the little objects, the little tiny animals who just don't know how to make decisions for themselves. Yeah, you're going to find out we can decide in a voting booth. You scumbag. Anyway. Yeah, and let's not talk about how he treats his kids. Old Silver, yes, times they are changing. Linda H says she tweeted, Usha tweeted that Harris was DEI roommate of Vance in college. What? I don't understand. So she was just like in power hungry. What? I'm sorry, I don't understand. That's they don't understand. So, and by the way, when we're talking about how awful DEI is, I agree. Don, Eric, and Ivanka are awful. Absolutely terrible. A DEI hire, Don, Eric, Ivanka should never be hired. Never, cannot be trusted. Can't head up a charity. Can't both the D and the E, they had to pay $4 million for fraud. Yeah, a DEI hire, Don, Eric, Ivanka, should never happen. Never. Whew. Becca says, enjoy the limelight now, Vance. Those days have an expiration date. Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay. Chris Cool was pointing out at 30:25. Thank you for being here. Regarding media decisions, money, and campaign coverage yesterday, did big money make the decision for every major news outlet to cover Dumpy's Live Fest yesterday while completely ignoring the Harris-Walz campaign speech? In my humble opinion, shame on MSM, mainstream media. I think they hadn't heard that much from him. They hadn't heard him say, send out the word, I want to do this press conference, I want to make an announcement. Who knows what they told the news people? What was he going to do? Was he going to drop out? Was he going to change VPs? Was he going to, it could have been anything. I think that's what happened. They were like, oh, this might be ratings gold. No, just gross. But all right, mainstream media. Pentacles, money. Was he leaving? Was he going to walk away? He's down in the polls. Woo! And yeah, we're back to the phenomenon of Harris-Walz. Yeah, that's all that was. Oh, Linda H. No. It's them. They are confusing. They are very confusing. You are wonderful. They are confusing. So, all right. So, Elise had a question at 3240. 3240. If Trump keeps Vance as his running mate, really hard to change now. Could it be so he has someone to blame when he loses? Yes. He always blames other people. He always blames everybody around him. Always. Alice, I agree. Just got to vote, everyone. Yes, and yes. Okay. Well, this is weird. I'm getting a weird answer here. Well, we're pretty happy. Trying to raise enough money, but you know how much money the RNC has been funneling to him. There's the country. When Trump loses, as I believe he will, Trump and Vance lose, Vance can still go on to just continue on his awful way, whereas Dumpy will be facing some serious legal matters. It feels like Trump's going to have other things to worry about, but of course he's going to blame everybody else. But it does feel like he's going to be busy. That's what it feels like. So, okay. So, also, I'm okay. What I was picking up a little while ago, I just feel like I should say this. I'm getting the feeling that what's happening to JD Vance, okay, entertainment only YouTube. It feels like this is all going to go to his head. And for all this talk of what the family man that he is and all of this, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to stay. I mean, this man, if you look at the arc in his life from where he started and how hard he tried to pretend he wasn't a part of that and then mythologize his struggles in a way that was incredibly insulting to everybody in that region rather than just focusing on his family. He wants to see himself as somebody who has all this power and can do whatever he wants and all the things. And he's a strangely delicate flower. It's a stinky flower. It stinks to high heaven, but there's something delicate about him. It's very strange. Anyway, all right. 3650. Oh, Rhonda Lynn, this is a really interesting question. At 37. Is it possible that Dumpy isn't doing rallies because he has PTSD from the incident in Pennsylvania? Butler, wasn't it? He has no coping mechanisms. He has no coping skills. He's not going to process this well. He's just not. So it will come out in all kinds of ways. It will seep out into his actions because he's not processing it. So what's with the rallies? He is angry at Secret Service. That's what it feels like, entertainment only. Feels like he's angry at Secret Service. And frankly, I don't blame him for that. But you are the one who stood back up and put your big fat head out there to potentially become a target again. Then again, if you're running on adrenaline, but they're the ones who are trained. Let's just try to be realistic here. Yeah, that is part of it. Denise Minor, he's broke. Yeah, there are a lot of places he can't go back to because he never paid. And that's going to hurt him ultimately in November. His victory, please. Sleepless nights. And if you ever want to hear the most melodramatic story, and longtime viewers, you know me, Cancer Moon here. I'm a wuss when it comes to other people's pain. Total wuss. If the idea of somebody, if you've been, pew-pewed at, let's put it that way, YouTube, yeah, I'd be upset. I'd be getting help for being able to mentally process it. I'd be, I probably wouldn't be acting like myself for a while. That's totally normal. But have sympathy for me while I wear, a white couch cushion on the side of my head, and then the next day I'm perfectly fine. Secret Service doesn't want him doing outdoor rallies either, for good reason. He doesn't listen. He won't listen even if when they try to tell him what he can and can't do. If it's trauma-based, if that's why he's not doing outdoor rallies, he's not conscious of that. So, yeah, I'm getting some surprising answers today. All right. All right, at 41. Where are we? Oh, well, Rondalyn, this is... let's have a look at this. Since Trump isn't doing rallies and his ego isn't being constantly fed, is that causing the seemingly swift mental decline? I don't know that, well, it's not going to help, but there's a lot going on. And I know everybody talks about dementia. Look, I get it. And his father had it, and what have you. He's definitely had a decline, just if you watch old interviews with him. I'm just saying that his mental problems in the first place are the number one thing you're seeing. Yeah, there could be some dementia there. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm just saying I believe actually the first thing you're seeing is the narcissism, lack of coping skills, desperate need to twist reality. It's bad. But his mental decline. Trump's Jason Smith, yes, and he brought everything on himself. Yes. Except the pew-pewing in Butler. That's not his fault, and that should never have happened. I'm 100% against that. That is wrong. Okay. No one in politics should have to fear for their lives. That's my opinion. Eight of Pentacles. This is a con man. In this deck, that is a con man. He's got that poor lady all naked under false pretenses. He's not painting her. He's using this as an excuse to ogle at her, and he's done this kind of thing before. He's all about the money. The legal stuff, I mean, he had a lot of civil stuff before that he's won and lost, but he's not unfamiliar with legal stuff. High Priestess, Kamala Harris doing well, and then Harris Walz, he's very upset about how good they are. Like the fact that they are smarter, nicer, more competent, not corrupt like he is, etc. Healthier, heck, slimmer. Not that that really matters, but yeah, it does to him. So he wants to Punch and Judy this whole Page of Wands, but it's weak. So he'll get rallies when he gets rallies. I don't know that he needs to be doing rallies all the time. He's paying a woman to follow him around with a printer to constantly hand him things of praise he's getting online. Can you imagine? Just close your eyes for just a second and picture this. You've hired someone, you're paying money to someone, and this person is coming up next to you and handing you paper, a few pieces of paper. And you look down and you look at what's on the paper, and it is a glowing, somebody saying really good things about you, your future, what have you. Wow, thank you. That's very sweet. That's very kind of you. Oh, and the person who wrote this, that's very kind. Okay. And 20 minutes later, this person comes up to you again and hands you another sheet. Oh, okay. This one's quite, oh, wow. I'm very grateful. It's very sweet. Okay. 15 minutes later, this person comes up again. And 20 minutes after that, and 30 minutes after that, and an hour after that, and 15 minutes after that, and 40 minutes after that. And would anybody else find that incredibly uncomfortable? I mean, any positive reinforcement I get, trust me, I love it. Thank you. But there's a point at which it's not all about me. I don't have main character syndrome. No. Mm-mm. Can you imagine? Lisa Arnold says at any age, that's weird. Yes. Whew. Xander Taylor, Clear Vision, says he has a severe case of narcissism. I've never seen anything like that. Exactly. Julie Jones, yeah. Dude is weird. Oh boy. All right. At 46:40. Hello, Jack Smith. Friends with Monsters and Nettie Mortimer were both asking about Jack Smith. Jack Smith is seeking a delay in the DC trial for 2 weeks. Is new information coming out to light on the case, or from what I've heard? I was listening to Midas Touch, but they were talking about how basically he has to go because of the immunity ruling from the Supreme Court. They're still hashing what that means out at the DOJ. And so he's trying to meet with heads of all these different departments in the DOJ before he can move forward. So what's allowed, what's not, what he can pursue, what he can't, it's because what he's going to do is going to set precedents. And he does work for the DOJ. It's not, he's not completely, I think, was it Popok? No, yes. It was somebody. He was saying Jack Smith isn't making Jack Smith laws. So delay. Oh yeah, it's because of the immunity garbage. Well, that's January 6th. Yeah. 3 of Swords, Emperor. We know what he did. Sleepless nights. 6 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, there are a whole lot of very, very smart legal minds right now who are not just thinking about what's happening now, but they're trying to think a mile down the road. Implications for this and that and the other. And it's more important to get those legal minds together now, hash some things out, so that through some weird new technicality, this jerk ends up skating. So is the trial is the evidentiary hearing going to move forward? Is the evidentiary hearing going to move forward? Give it time. the campaign. No, the evidentiary hearing will pull him off the campaign for a bit. Not that he wants to go. 8 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. All the things he did. I'm going to have to wait a little bit. Magician, World card. There are a lot of hoops being jumped through right now. Page of Cups. Yeah, they'll get on with it. And this it's not dithering, but this delay, it'll end. It'll end. They'll get on with it. It just, they're trying to put a very complicated puzzle together. So, all right. So at 50-50, 50-50. A cat mom had a question. Yeah, the debates. I was, for what it's worth. I'm not big on, yes, I was right. Nobody who does this is 100% accurate. That's not how this works. Reading on the collective energy, I'm getting the best, I'm interpreting it the best I can. I was picking up on them debating, though, because I don't think he can help himself. Especially considering he feels like he took down Biden, even though he's also saying the people around Biden forced him out and that Biden's now angry that he's been removed from the presidency. He hasn't been removed from the... What are you talking about? Anyway, a cat mom said, Trump said yesterday he's holding 3 debates, with the first being at Fox. Team Harris has only confirmed the ABC debate. How's this going to go? He's just decided. What, going to tell the little women when the debate is? As I'm shuffling, there's a person who makes shorts. She has an unusual handle, and it's purposely misspelled. It gets confusing. But anyway, she's really good at dancing to dancing. It's those entertaining shorts where somebody's dancing to a song, but she's really good at it and mimes the words just right. And she's really puts effort into it. And you can, she really gets into it and all this. And she was doing a version of, she was dancing to, if you heard the country music song, She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy, that one. And she was just, dancing and and this whole idea about this woman, she just thinks my tractor, is, the greatest and just, she can't get enough and all this kind of stuff. And then the woman dancing would occasionally just, it's almost like she reverts to being like the woman who the song's about. And that woman is just sitting there going, don't know where you're getting that, but okay. So they're going to be 3 debates, huh? According to you. You're not telling the Vice President of the United States what to do, you degenerate. You wish. Coming up short. Wherever it happens, I don't think it's going to go well for Trump. He'll try, especially if he does anything at Fox. They're going to lean everything in his favor. It's not going to go well. And again, this feels like something possibly illegal coming that is going to, it might derail some of these well-laid plans. well laid, well thought out plans. But yeah, you big jerk. You don't get to tell the Vice President of the United States where to be. Have several seats. Whee. So, there are various questions here about them debating. Let me make sure I cover at least one of them. 55. And anything I don't get to today, I'll roll over to tomorrow, because I am literally here every day. And I really look forward to spending time with you and for going over the political stuff. Thank you. Jason Smith says he'll make an excuse. Becca's asking, he'll be sentenced by then, won't he? No, he said he's going to be, unless I change or I'm mistaken. He said he was going to be on Fox News on September 4th. And if she showed up, there'd be a debate. Otherwise, he was going to do a town hall. But the Maria, yes, has September 8th and September 18th with Judge Mershon about sentencing. On the 8th, Mershon will decide if he's going to sentence Dumpy on the 18th. And then potentially he'd get sentenced on the 18th. But yeah. I still want to get that moderator from Colorado. The one who moderated the debate with the Boebert was in. Oh, yeah. Cusco says the ABC debate is on September 10th. Oh, okay. Thank you. I didn't know when it was. Thank you. Oh, the Alfie. Is somebody might have actually closed the door behind them. The debate. He'll raise money, but I think she's going to wipe the floor with him. I mean, let's not try to get our hopes a mile high, but at the same time, he's got 34 felony convictions. He's an adjudicated R word. He tried to overturn our democracy. There's a list. It's very long. And she was a prosecutor. So, yeah. Oh. I'll go talk to him in just a second. And let me just... M. Packard. I want to make sure I get to this today. 58. 15. M. Packard was saying that Governor Abbott, Cruel King Abbott of Texas, Governor Abbott ordered hospitals to collect and send data on the immigration status of patients. How's this going to pan out? If you see flames coming out of my ears, yay. Part 2 says Trump may be happy to have Mershon give him an excuse. How's this going to go? First of all, there's not a single... Cups are medical things. There's not there's one cup. For the reading, it's disappointment. 6 of Pentacles, possibly withholding funding. Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. You just people end up not going to the hospital and then dying of things that they don't have to die from. And if you think, well, that won't affect the rest of us, if it's a communicable disease, it could hurt us a lot. This I don't know what he's going to do. This just feels like, it feels like you don't do this, we're going to withhold some kind of funding. This is actions by the far, far, far right. But there are either hospitals or somebody, they're like, all right, then we're just going to have to suck it up because, see, I would have thought HIPAA laws of some nature, but maybe it doesn't. I thought it was covered on, I don't know. Yes, Amy Jones. Walz says, mind your own business. Yes. Again, disappointment. Four of Wands. Refusal on the defensive. Again, a lot of money. I would have thought that this would just be a bunch of, this is going to go to court and Abbott can go whistle. It's just fraught. And I don't know what's going on with, I mean, I've lived in Texas. And the Texas legislature is not something you can, let's just say as a woman in Texas, yeah, it's like they're losing their mind a little bit more. It's, I would love to see, I would love to see, who DOJ or whoever would enforce HIPAA laws or something like that. I would love for them to step in here. All I'm getting in the cards is a lot of threats of funding cuts and then some funding cuts and some people refusing, which means some people would go along with it. And Old Silver, Texas is a mess. I think that's the best way to describe this. So, all right. But it's 1:20 p.m. here in Chicago. So that is going to do it for me for today. But thank you so much for being here. All right. At 3 o'clock, I will be over on the Creative Sprints channel as usual. You are always welcome. We just want to encourage you, give you space to work on your projects and whatnot. Other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow like I am every single day. Weekdays, weekends, holidays, your birthday, my birthday, I'm here. Come on between noon and 12:15 every day. And I will see you then. You're not alone. We are in this together. And there are good days ahead. So hang in there. All right? And go read a book. Go read a book. Something you enjoy. Not that. Okay.